This is ABC.
Ion Business is brought to you by Sprint Business. We help your business do more business. And by Ernst & Young, LLP, founders of the Entrepreneur of the Year Institute and Awards Program. And by Silicon Valley Bank, Beyond Banking, Partners for Innovation. And now, Karen Ryan.
Welcome to Ion Business, the new America, where we report on which companies are shaping the new economy and how business people are reacting to worldwide change. First, it was every 2 years, then 18 months, then 6 months, and now experts say technology is changing about every 2 to 3 months. Part of that change is the expanding power of chips, while at the same time they're getting smaller. But there is a problem. The equipment to make those chips faster and smaller is not advancing as fast as the technology itself. But one Santa Clara company is solving that problem. Mike Sanford has this Ion Business report.
The news stories just keep coming. Somebody announces a new computer chip, smaller, faster, cheaper, built to compete with the chip that somebody else came out with last month or the month before. In fact, semiconductors are shrinking so fast that chip technology has outrun chip-making technology.
The way you increase performance and decrease price of chips is by going to smaller geometries or smaller feature sizes on silicon. Okay, and those have gone from 1 micron in the 80s to about a quarter micron or 0.25 micron today. Now, the same equipment cannot be used to further decrease the feature size on silicon. It just doesn't work. Okay, you run up against the laws of physics because the feature sizes themselves are now smaller than the wavelength of light.
And that's where Numerical Technologies, Inc. has found its niche. The 3-year-old Santa Clara company has developed software that allows chip makers to design and manufacture tiny advanced microprocessors using their current equipment.
What we do is we essentially play tricks with light. We work with the physics of the existing devices in a more sophisticated way and push the feature sizes down by essentially utilizing that equipment to its greatest capacity.
Numerical is an incredibly compelling company because it solves one of the biggest challenges today in the semiconductor industry, which is how do you stay on the leading edge when staying on the leading edge involves investing $2 billion for a next generation manufacturing facility. And what Numerical enables them to do is to, through a software upgrade, get a lot of the same advantages faster.
The technology is vital to help the chip industry keep growing.
If you shrink your dimensions and eventually if you go below wavelength, you gain in the speed of your device and also you shrink the entire area of your device. So basically you can produce devices cheaper and faster, gain market share, make lots of money, spend your vacation in Hawaii or somewhere else.
The word visionary is overused, but there's no other way to describe Numerical's founders, who spotted this opportunity years ago from a lofty vantage point, the halls of academia at Stanford University.
We realized that this was a big area that was opening up and a huge opportunity to go out and try to solve some of these problems using many of the results that we had worked on over the past 3 years at Stanford.
If you look at a lot of the people who are associated with the company, if you look at the makeup of our board, they all have a history of seeing things before other people do, really. So they had the luxury of actually architecting a proper solution sort of before it was needed because they saw the problem coming, right? And that's really what makes this a fun place to be. It's like being ahead of the curve.
Numerical's incredibly sophisticated technology seems to be just what the industry needs.
We provide feedback to Numerical Technologies saying, this is where your tools can add value to our mutual customers, and they in turn develop those capabilities.
Here's an example of those capabilities. This photo, taken through an electron microscope, shows a flaw that would keep a chip from working properly. An application of Numerical software repairs the problem.
Their software is capable of doing this in fully automated way in a very short time and also allows you to do a simulation of the effects of doing this correction on the layout.
They've really gotten a terrific following within the industry, which we think will enable them to perpetuate the technology and the solution that they've put together.
Numerical is also experiencing terrific growth, which means Potty has to steer his company through some very fast changes.
That's tough. That's one of the challenges. I think what we're in a phase where we're starting to change from a small company to a mid-sized company, and starting to behave more and more like a large company, which means management, and that's always a tough change.
So the company works to maintain a relaxed startup-style culture. A masseuse drops in to relieve workplace stress, or maybe the aches from the company ski trip. Some meetings are held over the pool table, and dogs cavort through the building, especially Yonder, Potty's golden retriever. Just let the boss try to hold a closed-door meeting without Yonder. Forget about it.
The dogs are an important part of life here. If you take the dogs away, you change the culture. And the dogs are always going to be part of this company, and it helps people to relax.
Yonder and his master both keep long hours as Potty and his people build towards an IPO and what they believe will be a very special role in the high-tech industry of the next millennium.
The future is incredibly bright for this company. We're looking at a very, very unique opportunity in the semiconductor industry. It's one that's opening up right now, realizing what an impact we can have on this industry, on the semiconductor industry, and realizing how big this opportunity is. It grows every time we look at it. It's a rush. It's a rush.
And in the rush to its future, Numerical Technologies is making its own brakes.